Hello guys, and welcome to another video. We have released a big update for our plugin Product Add-ons. With this release, we have improved the user experience and we have added many new exciting features. I know that big changes can be very scary, and for this reason, in today's video, I want to show you how to update to our newest version and also some of the new features. But before we start, please make sure you hit the like button below this video, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Now, let's start! Perfect, guys! Here we are inside the demo I used to record all the product add-ons videos. But today I have actually installed the previous version of the plugin because I want to show you how easy it is to update to our newest 2.0 version and all the amazing features we have included. To begin, let me show you. Over here we have this product, summer dress in 3 colors. And I have created these two options using the previous version of the plugin. Over here we have a label option to select the colors and below a select option for the sizes, as you can see here. Now, before we update the plugin, I want to show you how the previous version looked like. So let's go ahead and go over to Dashboard. Now we find YITH and click on Product Add-ons. From here, we're able to manage all the general options, so anything related to the add-ons, the options, tooltip, uploading options. In summary, all the general settings of the plugin. But if you notice, from here we're not able to create or manage the add-ons themselves. For that, in this version, it is necessary to go over to Products and Add-ons. From here is where we can create all the options for our products, that actually in this previous version are called groups, as we can see here. Let's have a better look, taking as an example the product we just saw in the demo. So I will go inside our summer dress variations, and over here we can see the two options. First, we have the label option for the colors. So from here you're able to manage all the different settings related to this option, and below we can find the select option we saw for the sizes. Again, from here you're able to manage all the settings that you need for each option. Now, I think we're ready to go ahead and update the plugin, and I am very excited to show you this because we have changed the plugin completely to make it better for you. So let's go ahead now and go to Plugins. And I search for Add-ons. We have here our plugin, YITH WooCommerce Product Add-ons and Extra Options. We can notice right now we have the version 1.5. And over here, we can see the message indicating there is a new version available. So let's go ahead and click here to update. Okay, that's it. We have updated, as you can see here, our plugin. However, there is one more step that we need to do to complete the update. For that, we need to go over to Products and Add-ons. Here we have this button, Switch to the new 2.0 version, which we need to click to complete the process. Let's go ahead, I will click, and here we are. As you can see, we still have the same options. The only difference is that in the previous version they were called groups and now they are called options blocks. Now let's have a look at the product we saw in the beginning to see what it looks like now. I will click here in our summer dress, and as you can see, nothing has changed. I mean, the style does look different, but we still have the same options we had configured. We have our label option for the colors and our select option for the sizes. Now I want to show you in detail all of the options in our plugins dashboard. So let's go back. Before we continue, I want to show you something else. If you recalled with the previous version, in order to create and manage the options, we needed to go over to Products and Add-ons. But now if I click here, as you can see, nothing happens. We continue to be inside our plugin. So now it is much more easier to manage everything because it is all in one place. Now let's see. Besides the Options block, we also find a General Settings tab with General Options and Cart and Order options. Then we also find a Style section and a Help tab where you will find useful information such as documentation and video tutorials. Now, to begin, the first thing I want to show you is how we can create a new block of options from this version. For that, we need to go over here to this button and click Add Block. First, we need to enter a block name. Then, from priority, we can manage the different rules that apply to the same products. Next, we find two tabs. Over here, Options, which is right where we are, and from here we can create and manage all of our options. Then, if we go over to Rules, from here we are able to decide where we want to show our block of options, either in all products or on specific products and categories. If I click here, then we get these two fields where we can search for our products to include or the categories to include. And finally, we can decide who will be able to see these options. All users, only guest users, only logged-in users, or only specified user roles. Now let's go back to Options. Here, if I click this button to add the options, we will see this window with all of these options to choose from. For example, checkbox, radio, input text, text area, and all of these others. And here, I want to mention how much we have changed the plugin for this new version. We have made everything much more intuitive and easier to configure. But don't worry, we have actually created different tutorials to explain you in detail how you can manage each one of these options. For the moment, I'm going to take one as an example to show you the options that are found inside. For example, let's see here. We have 4 different tabs. First of all, Populate Options. Here you can enter a title and then manage all of the options you want to add here. For example, you can enter a label, a description, tooltip, add an image. If you enable this option, then from here you can upload your image. Next, which is very important, you can manage the price. You will have 3 different options. You can either don't change the price or increase or discount the main product price. Then you can decide to select a certain option as default or mark it as required. Now let's go to the next tab, which is Display Settings. And from here, you can manage how you want to show your options. For example, product image replacing options, where you can decide to don't replace the image, replace with add-ons image, or replace with options images. Then, if we scroll down, we have this section, Options Layout, which is very useful as well. For example, you can decide how many options you want to show per row, any number from 1 to 10, and then you can also enable a grid layout. And from here, you can manage the size of the options according to the space available in the page. Let's continue with the next tab, which is Conditional Logic. And this here is an incredible tool. It allows you to only show the options that your customers really need. Or even better, it allows you to promote certain options under specific circumstances created by you. Let's have a look. If we enable this option, then you can set your rules. For example, to show or hide a specific set of options if all of these rules or any of these rules match. And then from here, you can add as many rules as you want. Finally, we find the Advanced Settings, which allows you to customize your options even further. For example, you can set the first selected options as free. All you need to do is enable it and enter how many options the user can select for free. Next, you can decide to allow single or multiple options to be selected, and finally to enable minimum and maximum selection rules. For example, the users will need to enter a minimum of, a maximum of, or exactly, and then you enter the number. As you can see, all of these options are very easy to configure. So, now that we have seen all the theory, let's do some practice. We will create our block of options. So, we need to begin with the name. I will enter this name, Customizable T-shirt Test. Now let's add our first option. So again, we go here and click Add Options. For our example, the first option that I need is this one, Label or Image. I select it and I will begin with the title. Select your size. And then we can start adding our options. In this case, I want to include the sizes S, M and L. And for each one of them, I want to add a label and a tooltip. So let's begin with size S, and for tooltip, I will enter small. In this case, I don't want to add a description nor an image, and I also don't want to change the price. The only thing that I want to do here is select this option as default. For that, enable this option. Perfect. Now I will do exactly the same, so enter a label and a tooltip for the other two options. The only difference is that for the M and L, I will not select this option. So let's go ahead. Okay, now we have our size options ready. But before we save, let's configure the display settings so we see them in action. I will go here, I scroll down, and from options layout, I'm going to change the options per row from 5 to 3 because that is the number of options we have. And then I want to enable the grid layout, and I will set the width to 60%. So here we go. Perfect. Now we can save. And here we can see it. Next, I want to add a checkbox option. So again, we go over here and click. We go over to checkbox and select it. This time for the title, I will enter custom t-shirt. In here, I only need to create one option. And for that, I will only add a label. I will enter, yes, I need a custom t-shirt. And with this option, what I want to do is allow the customer to decide whether or not they want to customize the t-shirt. And for that, we will be using the conditional logic, but we will get to that in just one moment. For now, we can save this option. And now I want to create one more option. Again, we go here and click Add Options. This time, I will go for the text area. Once again, we add our title, custom text, and now I go over here to add a label. Enter your custom text. And I also want to add a description. So here, I'll include this message. Enter here the text to customize your t-shirt. And for this option, I actually want to add an extra charge. So we go over here to price, and I click, and I want to select the second option, increase the main product price. I select it, and we get this new field to enter the cost of this option. I want to add a cost of $10 as a fixed amount. However, you can also set the amount as a percentage, or in the case of this text area option, to have the price be multiplied by string length. However, for the moment, let's leave it as fixed amount. Then you can decide if you want to make this option required, which in this case we don't. And finally, for the text area, you will also be able to set a limit input characters. If we enable, then from here you can enter a minimum and a maximum number of characters. For this option, I want to select a maximum of 30 characters. Perfect. We have our option ready, so again, we can save. Okay guys, and here we can find the three options we have created. And for each one, you will be able to edit it, duplicate it, delete it, or simply click and drag so you can rearrange the order in which they will show up in the product page. Now, like I mentioned, I want to create a conditional logic rule to allow the customer to decide whether or not they want to enter a text to customize the t-shirt. For that, we need to go inside our custom text option. Okay, we go inside. Now we head over to conditional logic so we can enable the option. And here for the rules, I want to show this set of options if all of these rules match. And the rule that I want to create is that I want the customers to select the checkbox, and only if they have, then this text area option will show up. So here we need to look for our checkbox option, which is the custom t-shirt right here, and then we need to enter here selected. So again, our text area will show up if the custom t-shirt checkbox option is selected. I will save. And before we can see the results, there's only one more thing that we need to do, and that is to associate our block of options with a specific product. For that, let's go over to Rules. Then, from Show this block of options in, I want to change from all products to specific products and categories, because here I only want to include one particular product. In this case, I will search for custom t-shirt, which is the product I want to show you. And now we're ready to save, so we can go back to the demo to see the final result with all of the options we have included. Here we have our product, so I'm going to refresh, and here we can see the options we created. However, we notice that only 2 of the options are showing, but we created 3. And this is exactly what we have achieved using the conditional logic rule. Because if you recall, we decided to show the text area only if this checkbox was enabled. So let's try it out. Only if I select here, then the text area will appear below with all of the information we entered. We have here the title, the label with the information regarding the additional cost, and the description right here. In general, in this plugin, we can see how the style and the look is different from the previous version, especially if we have a look at this option where we enabled the grid layout. We can notice how it provides a cleaner look. Now I'm going to go back to the plugin to disable the grid layout so we can compare. I will go inside our select your size option. We go over to display settings and down to options layout. I disable and save. Let's go back. Again, I refresh, and we can see the difference immediately. With all of these options, it will be entirely up to you to decide how you want to configure them to achieve the exact look you want for your store. Now I want to show you the other options available in the plugin's dashboard, so let's go back. In General Settings and Style, we will find many of the options that were available in the previous version, but also some new features. If we have a quick look at General Settings, first, from General Options, you will be able to manage the general aspects of the plugin. If we scroll down, here you will also find the Upload options, where you can manage all the details, such as the allowed file types and the maximum file size allowed for the file upload option. Then, from Cart and Order options, right here, you will find options such as Show options in the cart page, show the replacement image in the cart, or hide options in the order email. Then, if we go over to Style, you will be able to customize the look of the options. For example, select the form style, the checkbox style, manage the colors, also the settings for the color swatches. For example, change the shape of the color swatch from rounded to square, manage the label and images, tooltip, among others. Now, we have reviewed the previous version, we have updated it, and we have seen all the new options and settings for the new version. And I know it may seem like a lot to take in, but believe me, this new version was thought out to make things simpler and easier for you. And to help you out, we have also created detailed tutorials explaining every option that we have seen today to help you manage this plugin in no time. Now I want to go back to the demo so we can see our plugin in action. Here I will select a size, then I want to select the checkbox to customize the t-shirt, and over here let's enter a message, just a very simple one, test message. And now we can go ahead and add to cart. Let's view the cart, and here we have it. We're able to see in detail all of the information of the options we have selected. For example, we have here the size, the checkbox we enabled, and the custom message with the information regarding the additional price. As you can see, this is very useful because it allows your customers to double check one more time all of the details they have entered before they proceed to checkout. Now, I also want to show you how the options look like, but from the admin side. For that, let's go back to our dashboard. We go to WooCommerce, Orders. This is the order I just placed, so let's go inside. And from this area, along with the product, the admin will also have all of the details of the options the customers have entered. I believe it is safe to say this plugin is a very powerful tool. And the best part is that with this new version, we have made everything more user-friendly. So all you need is to be creative and play around with all of the options available in this plugin. Well guys, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you will also enjoy the new version of our plugin. I will see you next time. Bye bye!